What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, #Hario. My name is Razi, and today, as you can read from the title of the video and also probably the thumbnail, is that we're gonna brew coffee outdoors like how I used to be. But this time I'll go a bit in depth into how I do it, the things that I use with it, and I hope that you guys can sort of like, for those who are interested, to have a good reference on what to get and what to prepare, and then do your own coffee outdoors. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. So yeah, that's the purpose of this video. And let's get down to it. Let's go and copy. Let's go. Oh, and we are currently here at Crunchy Reservoir. This is about 7:14 or 7:15 a.m. and yeah, it's always a beautiful scene here. But this area here is meant for like fishing, and it's only open like at 7, so don't try to come here too early because the gate will be closed. That gate right there, somewhere. Where's the gate? That gate will be closed. So yeah, just come right around 7 and enjoy the view. Now let's get down to the coffee. Let's go. So for the ease of this whole video, firstly I'm going to touch on the things that you need to prepare beforehand, okay, to do your coffee outside. So this is like the whole logistic part of things, and I think it is very important to cover. And actually just now before I left home, I almost forgot one of the most important thing for this particular video, which is actually the stove. Yes, the stove system. Without the stove system, I can't boil my water, and that will be a huge bummer, and I wouldn't be able to do this video at all. So yeah, let's touch on the things that you need to get first. So what you need, as I mentioned just now, importantly, a stove system. There's a few kind of stove system. There's a alcohol version, there is the fuel version, there's also the gas version. So which type of fuel suits you, maybe I'll do that in another video, but today is just about the essentials of what you need to know before you start outdoor brewing. Okay, so yes, a stove system. So currently I'm using the MSR Whisperlite International. I've been using this for about maybe a year actually. Actually it's about a year that I've been using this system. Have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it, but it is what it is. Then what you need, of course, to brew coffee, you need your coffee. So what I have here is Starbucks Pike Place. I know all those like coffee connoisseurs will be like, Starbucks, this is like so commercialized and so common, but I guess it's up to individual preference. I've done a lot of trial and error, and I really like how the Starbucks Pike Place roast sort of like work out for me in terms of the taste profile, in terms of like how it complements when I'm drinking it with my milk. So yeah, happy with it. You can try your own, do your own trial and error, but if you are someone like me who transit from just drinking normal coffee from the coffee shop to something like an outdoor pour over, then something similar or a bit less shocking would be something like the Pike Place, in my opinion. Okay, it's just my opinion though. My videos are not like the way to do it or anything like that. So yeah, okay, so you have your coffee, and then these are actually whole beans. So in order to do the pour over, you need to grind it, so you need to get a grinder. I got this from the shop Tokyo Hands. Yeah, a Japanese convenience store or something like that. Yeah, where they sell a lot of things. And I got it, the brand is MILLU. Yeah, they put here like made in Japan or whatsoever. But I think it's just a very nice compact system where I can brew, I can fit into my bag, and it fits very, very well. Okay, so after you grind your coffee, you need a place to do your pour over, right? So what I have here is my Hario, what we call the Cafeor, or the coffee dripper pot. This is actually a pour over system that works for about maybe 1 to 2 cups. So yeah, something easy. So usually for pour overs, they use a Hario V60 system with filter paper. So I did not want to invest in like a system that I need to change the filter paper, so I got the one that does not need to use a filter paper. So I use a mesh strainer that acts like a filter paper. But after using it for a while, I don't know, maybe I would like to try the filter paper instead, because it's getting hard to clean the filter system over here. So yeah, over time it kind of like accumulates stuff. Yeah, maybe probably like fine coffee grains that just doesn't want to come out. Oh, water, of course, for you to boil. And to boil your water, you need a kettle, something like this that I buy from online, or was it like a military preparation shop somewhere in Pasir Ris. Yeah, just something small, easy to pour something in and then boil. No big fancy stuff for the kettle lah. But of course, for those who are very particular, because I'm not, and I'm just, you know, doing things that I enjoy to the level that I can already enjoy. So I'm not really particular about like the agitation or how you control the water into the pour over. I know that these are factors that are very important in terms of like changing the taste profile and all that, but seriously, I'm not that fussy. I just like my coffee slightly better than how I used to have it, and this is really one way of doing it. Oh, of course, and a cup for you to drink your coffee from. And for this coffee and this whole setup, I love to have it with some milk. So I got my Meiji milk over here. Yeah, just left with that tiny bit, but that should be enough for me for today. And yeah, that's all for the introduction of the things that I have here. I'll be putting some links to Amazon. Yeah, I actually signed up for this Amazon affiliate links because my wife was saying that, hey, you keep buying things for your hashtag Kayo, and then, you know, why don't like you recommend it and make something out of it lah. Yeah, it's not much, like maybe just a few percentage of the sale, but I guess it's good to get something out of the things that you do, so that it kind of like motivates you, and also it gives my wife a bit of peace of mind that I'm not doing this for just fun. Primarily it is for pleasure, but yeah, at least it's giving me back something. So if you guys would like to support me and you like the things that I brought to my setup right here, please do hit the links in the description below. I'll put some affiliate links to Amazon, and that you guys can get your setup ready hopefully as soon as possible and enjoy coffee outdoors with me. For this particular stove system, I need a starter, like a fire igniter, so I got something from a kitchen. Yeah, nothing fancy, but probably for this system, because you'll see that how you start it is quite aggressive, like it's a huge flame, so I need something with a bit of a long spout, so that I don't get burned easily lah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And how I pack it up into my bag, I just use my Don FX tote basket bag, and also my Oatly panniers lah. So it fits in pretty nicely and still has room for my chair and also my recording equipment. So that's my setup. Next up, we're gonna go into how to prepare. Okay, it seems like it's gonna be a long video, but yeah, stick to the end, and you know, we'll enjoy the coffee. Let's go to that. Let's go. Oh, wow. Alright, so first up, I'll be preparing the stove, which is very important. The setting up of this particular stove will take up some time, so I usually do that first. And just before I light it up, I will fill up my kettle with water, so that I'm all ready for, you know, boiling it. So as you can see that this particular system uses fuel or petrol, and when I was looking for stove, the salesman recommended this to me, because he's saying that, you know, the accessibility of the fuel is better for this system as compared to like the butane gas and whatsoever. But I guess it's true to a certain extent, but I don't know, man. The aggressive flame is quite a bit of a turn off for me, because it gets me too much attention, more than what I would love to have. Yeah, you'll see it soon. But yeah, for this method, we have to first prime the stove, which is actually to heat up this stove so that the petrol is more in a gas form. And for that to happen, I need to first allow some petrol to reach the bottom part of the stove. So let me just focus and make sure that I can see that that portion is a bit wet. Okay, just a little bit of wetness will do. So it's like a bit of a wick down there. Okay, you just need that part to have a bit of petrol so that you can burn it and heat it up. And this is usually the part which I dread the most because the fire is gonna look pretty strong. And there it is. And usually this whole process of priming takes about 1 or 2 minutes. So before that ends, I need to prepare my kettle. That should be fine. Okay, so the kettle is ready, the stove is being primed. It's a huge flame, guys. So for kids out there, do not try this on your own. Get your parents to be, you know, accompanying you or something like that. So we just let it settle down a little bit before we allow more gas into this whole system. Yeah, so when the flame is a bit more settled, then you can feed it some gas. So what you see here is the flame with a bit of gas injected into it. And yeah, if you don't want the attention, just put your stove on there and that should be okay. Yeah, so as you can see, the whole system is quite aggressive lah, and I really hate it, man. There's always a point whereby I think that I might screw it up, or like, you know, like something might happen and things go out of control. Yeah, there is a lot of time where I usually doubt myself, but usually it's fine. But yeah, that is the thing about this particular system, and you guys can look it up on other YouTube channels. It's pretty much the same. And yeah, if you're not really keen to have a lot of attention, then you know, you can try other systems which I might cover in my future videos. Okay, and while waiting for my water to boil, I will usually start grinding the coffee. So the last time I brewed my coffee, it was draining a bit too fast, so I'm gonna make it slightly finer because I want to extract a bit more from the coffee beans. Because if the water runs too fast, logically the extraction is quite poor, or rather, like, you know, the water just runs over the coffee bean and then it does not really extract much of the coffee taste. So yeah. Okay, in terms of the recipe, I'm using about 19 grams of coffee with 300 mils of water, and that sort of like gives me my basic coffee recipe, and I'm really happy with that. So like I mentioned, I'm not very fussy, so there's a plus and minus to everything. And yeah, you know, some people are really very particular and they will bring their scale and they will bring those measuring stuff to make sure that they get the right recipe every time. But for me, I'm good, guys. Okay, so my water is actually boiled before I'm ready, so I'm gonna put the kettle down first while I continue to grind my coffee. You know, let's just be stress-free and go easy. A little bit more coffee. I'm putting back my kettle back on the flame, and I'm gonna pour the coffee grain into my dripper. So yeah, just pour it in, and according to some of the YouTube videos that I look at, after your grain is in, sort of like make a small little well in the middle, so that when you pour water inside, somehow it controls the pooling of water. So yeah, do that. I'll be changing the camera angle so that you guys can see me pouring the water into this whole system. Okay. Alright, so the water is already boiled, and I'm gonna start pouring the water into the dripper. You can switch off the flame like that. So it will take some time for it to die off. Once I eliminate the source of combustion material, and yeah, next is just about pouring in the coffee. So just a very quick and general tutorial about pouring coffee is that yeah, you got to control it, okay? But the first 30 seconds is important to sort of bring out the air that is inside the coffee. So yeah, just to bloom the grains. Okay. Alright. And usually I like to stir it out a little bit because sometimes the water does not reach all of the coffee grain. And then you continue to pour, usually from the middle part of the coffee to the outer portion, depending on how well you can control. Yeah guys, like I mentioned, this is like a normal kettle from some simple shops in the neighborhood, okay? But if you would like to be able to control your pour, then you should get the one with the spout, the long gooseneck they call it. Then that will help you to control the flow, okay? And hopefully gives you a better flavor in terms of your coffee. So what I'm aiming here is for a 300 ml yield of my coffee. Definitely I poured more than 300 ml of water inside the kettle, but yeah, all I need is 300 ml, and there is actually a marker on this particular dripper to let me know that I've reached that amount, and I'll be stopping the whole brewing once I reach it. Continue to pour more water before the water runs out, because you actually sort of like want a continuous flow or drip into the server. Alright guys, so I've gotten my 300 ml coffee, and I just have to pick this portion out, and I'm ready to pour into my cup. Okay, right here I'm using a stainless steel cup. Okay, of course it needs to be with a capacity that is bigger than the amount of coffee that you intend to brew. So this is about 350 ml, this is 300, so yeah, simple math. You just pour your coffee in just like that. Alright man, piping hot. Ooh, that's a nice cup. And of course, for myself, for my preference, I'll add milk. And Meiji milk sort of hit the spot for me. So yep. Come on. Oh yeah. Nice and slow. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. And I'm gonna allow this to sit a little bit before I drink it, so that I don't, you know, burn my lips. And yeah, that's our pour over drip, guys. Looks good. Looks good. Now let's see if it tastes good. Ooh. Wow. I just love how coffee that everyone drinks on a daily basis okay, maybe not everyone, but most people drink on a daily basis, you know, they are so bitter and just like one-dimensional when you get it from the coffee shop, you know. We're talking about kopi o kosong, okay, because technically this is coffee without any sugar, but just a bit of milk for that creamy portion part of things. But yeah, even if you get kopi si kosong, yeah, the taste is quite one-dimensional, alright. But this pour over drip method, okay, somehow just brings out a lot of flavors. I'm not sure how to explain this really, but it brings out a very robust flavor, things that you never would expect from coffee. And that is why this has become one of my most preferred way of brewing my coffee, other than, you know, grinding and putting into my espresso machine, or doing a French press. So yeah, it's just my opinion, and I'll hold true to my own opinion. I really believe that this is my favorite method of brewing coffee, and I really enjoy every time I brew a cup of coffee with this method. And especially out here in the outdoors, I wouldn't really say outdoors in this grungy reservoir, but yeah, just outside of the house, and doing this outside manually with all the stove and all that just adds to the enjoyment. Yeah, if you're not worried about ants or, you know, crawly stuff around you, yeah, you can try it out. Definitely when it's a bit settled down in terms of the temperature, you can drink it a little bit better, and you can taste the taste profile even more clearly. And for this particular coffee, the Pike Place Starbucks, there's a bit of a chocolatey note that I sort of like, and when you add with milk, a bit like no-brainer chocolate milk sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, for those who have not drank coffee and do not know how to like pick up the taste profile, right? It's not like your normal chocolate milk from NTUC, okay? It's, the notes are very subtle, but if you have drank enough to know how to pick it up, you will be able to pick it up. And yeah, this is really one enjoyable cup that I love to drink. Alright, so this is the method that I use to brew my coffee outdoors. As you can see, I'm not very fussy about the parameters, the weight, and all that in terms of the way I do my coffee. But I know that it is something that some of those coffee drinkers out there, the serious coffee drinkers out there, they are very particular about, especially the recipe, especially the weight of the grains and all that. For me, I've so-called try and error and translate the weight into the amount of coffee I scoop into my spoon. So yeah, that sort of like works for me. So for you guys who are eager to try it out, do try it at home, okay? Try with the different recipe, or you can start off with my portion, which is 19 grams of coffee with 300 milliliters of water. Try that recipe out first, see if it works for you, because just based on that, there's a lot of other things that you can change in terms of the parameter, like the grain size, and yeah, and how you pour it into your cup. So yeah, all in all, just in a nutshell, my coffee recipe is 19 grams of coffee that I translate from grams into how much I put in the scoop. Okay, 300 milliliters of water that I just boil with my stove until it is at its boiling point. In terms of the grain size, I usually play around with the size of the grain so that my whole brewing process takes about 3 to 3.5 minutes. So do try that out, you know, see if that taste profile is for you. If not, you can change any of the parameters, like the grain size, or the amount of coffee or whatever. I don't know, you guys can pick it out and watch more YouTube videos out there when you're looking to perfect your taste profile for your coffee. So yeah, this system works for me. I enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys have learned a thing or two and is able to start your journey into getting the right equipment to support your coffee journey. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I want to cover for this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy this one. Remember, the Amazon affiliate links are all in the description below. You can get what you see here by clicking on them and help me and the channel out a little bit. And yeah, do drop a like, share, and most importantly subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and hit that notification bell so that you guys are aware of future videos uploaded onto this channel. Also, do leave a comment because I do reply them, and I enjoy reading your comments and I do enjoy replying to them. So yeah, thanks for watching it all the way to the end, and I hope that you guys will stay safe, ride safe, and most importantly enjoy life as far as possible. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.